What's going on, guys? It is amazing to see you all. Welcome to, well, I'm Alayton, and this is Simply Put Sense. And on this channel, we talk about some of the best and worst fragrances on the market today. My goal is always to help you smell amazing, but never basic, never ordinary. And as many of you know, I am the fragrance ambassador, the official fragrance ambassador of Bergdorfs Goodman, literally the bougiest department store in the country. And in this role, I am so lucky because I get to discuss certain scents before the masses, before the influencer class gets to discuss them. And that makes me uber happy because honestly, certain people need permission to talk about certain things. And that's not what we do here. Your guy has the ability to smell something, know it's special, and know that you, as my audience, need to know about them. And so I wanted to share with you 3 new insane releases at Bergdorfs Goodman that are absolutely beautiful from the house Bottega Veneta. And Bottega Veneta, amazing. What's going on, Toby? Bottega Veneta recently came out with their line of fragrances that I believe was exclusive to Harrods, and then it launched to the broader market. Bergdorfs and I think a couple Neiman Marcus stores in the country are the only places, actually I think they're exclusive to Bergdorfs as well as their boutiques. So the only places you'll be able to experience Bottega Veneta fragrances at all are at the Bottega Veneta boutiques as well as Bergdorfs Goodman here in New York City. These fragrances that are just launched, I am way more impressed with than the first 5 that they launched originally. Now, those first 5 fragrances from Bottega Veneta that launched in 2024, they are absolutely excellent fragrances. I love Colpo di Sole, and I think Deja Minuit is okay as well, but Colpo di Sole is my favorite. Colpo di Sole is my favorite by far. However, these 3 new fragrances that launched actually has me thinking like, what? These seem to be, I'm looking at these as the must-try fragrances from the house. And what's going on, Jason? What's going on, Florencia? I am so grateful for you all to come by. I also want to just share with you all, I apologize. I have been away from my channel for around a month, and I want to apologize to you all. I suffered the loss of my father in mid-September, and it has been an absolute journey. I'm struggling, but I'm also managing. You know what I mean? And thankfully, I have the love of a lot of people who have been there to support me and, you know, hold me down during this very, very difficult moment in my life. Probably the most difficult moment in my life, to have to lose my father. And he was an amazing guy, an amazing guy. I just want to remind you all, reach out to your loved ones, let them know you love them. Time is uber short. So anyway, that's why I was away. That's why I was away, I should say. And I'm so glad that I'm back to share with you all some amazing fragrances. Perfume is my joy, is where my happy place is. So I can't begin to tell you how much being around fragrances, my coworkers, and my clients has helped me through this time. So I want to thank you all for just your prayers if you share them. Thank you so much. I would be honored to get them. Anyway, back to these seriously beautiful fragrances. Thank you so much, everyone, for the condolences ahead of time. Okay, so I have 3 impeccable new fragrances to share with you from the house Bottega Veneta. All 3 are beautifully built for the weather we're going into, those colder months where you'll need a warmer scent to kind of complement that cold air, all that bundling up we're about to do to stay warm, all those scarves, all those turtlenecks. When this time of year is about to pop, you need fragrances that are gonna grip your skin and stick around, even though we're gonna be like literally leaving a lot of our scent on our scarves and on our collars and things of that nature. So I wanted to introduce you to these amazing new fragrances. This is, I think, the first time you'll be hearing about them on YouTube. There are no videos or I don't think there's anything on YouTube about these 3 new fragrances. So anyway, let's get back to it. Look at this presentation. These bottles, I have to tell you, they are absolutely beautiful. They're basically created to look like hand-blown glass. So if you've ever seen glass being, I guess you could say, if you've ever seen like glass work, you'll notice that the person working the glass will be blowing air into the molten glass to create a certain shape. Or they'll like spin it around the wand to create that shape. And this is kind of like the end of that glass where they would cut it and then continue to shape it further. All of these fragrances, you don't see the fragrance name on the bottom of the bottle. You don't see the fragrance name or the brand name on the vessel itself. Where you will find that information is on the gold parts of these fragrance bottles. The gold part actually mimics the famous Bottega Veneta earrings for women that are extremely popular. I see them all day, every day here in Bergdorfs. And on one side, it'll say Bottega Veneta, and on the other side, the name of the fragrance. So that's where you'll be able to know what you're wearing, along with the beautifully made wooden caps. These caps are extremely natural. There is no plastic anywhere to be seen. And this is a very, very, very insane presentation. Each bottle also comes with this extremely heavy marble pedestal that allows you to sit the bottle on top. Yes, you are paying for that. And yes, it is extra as hell. But I have to be honest, I think it looks really attractive. It actually looks like sculpted art. And when you see all of the bottles lined up, it is a really very, very appealing and attractive presentation. I've heard some really off-putting comments about the bottles, but we will leave that there on Fragrantica. But I do find these bottles to be very attractive. It almost looks like water is trapped within the glass. The only other brand that I've ever seen do something in this world was Victor and Rolf, when they created their niche collection that has now since been discontinued, unfortunately. So anyway, let's get into these fragrances. I sprayed each scent on me, and I've been wearing them for about the last 2 hours. I would like to let you know all three will last. All three of these fragrances will at least get to the 6-hour mark on your skin. And most of them, 2 of the 3, will absolutely exceed that, closer to 8 and further on skin. So we'll get into that. The first fragrance I want to talk to you all about is called Almost Dawn. So Almost Dawn, and I got to share with you how these sprayers are just insane, very pressurized. Anyway, Almost Dawn is an amazingly beautiful take on vanilla. And this fragrance features notes of pink pepper, black pepper essence, truffle, alba accord. So truffle, the mushroom, is the vibe of this scent, is in this fragrance. Heart notes, chestnut wood, patchouli essence. Base notes, cedar, vanilla absolute, tonka, clearwood, sylvamber. Sylvamber. I've never heard of sylvamber, but I'm imagining it's ambery or an ambery component to the fragrance. Overall, what you're receiving in this scent is a dry vanilla. Dry vanillas are really, really popular currently. It's kind of like a trend. Gourmand fragrances really hit home over the last couple of years, and vanilla is making a comeback in the fragrance world, but they're not coming back as you knew them. They're not as syrupy and thick and viscous as they once were. Now, modern vanillas have a dryness to them, almost like vanilla dust on something cakey, as opposed to the cake itself. You know what I mean? So this is not what I would describe as a gourmand vanilla by any means at all. It's more of a woody, dusty, dry vanilla. Something that comes across powdery, but not like a powder you're used to. I don't like using the word powder because when people think of powder, they think of like baby powder, Johnson's & Johnson's, things like that. It's more dusty. Think like if you took vanilla bean, dried it out, blended it, or like put it in a food processor and grinded it into a dust. That's like the essence of this vanilla scent. Absolutely brilliant, dry, effortlessly elegant, insanely attractive. This is the kind of fragrance I think men and women can equally wear and smell insane in. It doesn't come across handsome or pretty. So therefore, in my opinion, anyone can enjoy it and smell absolutely beautiful in it. And I think it's one of my favorite new vanillas in Bergdorf Goodman currently. By the way, the marble pedestals are black Marquina marble. And basically these are marbles that you can find in Italy itself. So everything about their presentation, even the scent, I have to say these 3 fragrances don't remind me of like Italian scents. When I think of Italian fragrances, Acqua di Palma comes to mind. Fragrances that come across very fresh, very citrusy, heavily dependent on bergamot. That's not the vibe of these fragrances. Although the first 5 fragrances of the Bottega Veneta collection, you can find some examples of those more Italian vibed scents. By the way, all previous 5 fragrance releases from Bottega were inspired by the time of the day. So when you go to a Bottega boutique or a Bottega counter and discuss these scents, one of their leading questions will be like, what's your favorite time of the day? Because each of the 5 fragrances are built to smell like a certain aspect of living in Italy during the day. You know what I mean? And it's very culturally inspired. These are not so much culturally inspired. So you don't really find a lot of like, you know, spicy, woody vanillas and think of Italy. That's not like, you know, but absolutely excellent, impeccable quality, very beautiful. And I am a huge fan of Almost Dawn. Let me share with you what people are saying about it on well, let me give you some specs of this fragrance. If you were to go to Parfumo. Very, very new scent, so the ratings are low. It's 8.1 out of 10 with only 7 people voting for it. And yes, guys, something that you probably didn't know, these fragrances are created by Kering Beauté. So Kering, or Kering Beauté, or Kering Beauty. Kering is the owner, or one of the, like, Kering is one of the biggest conglomerates of fashion in the world. And instead of going through L'Oreal, Estee Lauder, or other fragrance manufacturers for designer houses, Bottega, or Kering, the owner of Bottega Veneta, has decided to take on the manufacturing and distribution of their own brands fragrances. So Bottega Veneta was not distributed by Estee Lauder or L'Oreal. So if you're folks who do not like those companies, you will not have issues with these fragrances. Man, I have to say, Almost Dawn is probably one of the most sexy, smooth vanillas right now. Like, it is really, really attractive. Longevity and performance, not bad, not amazing. Like, this is the one that I said feels like it's in that 5 to 7 hour range. Like, it doesn't feel heavy or loud, but it does feel noticeable. The trail is something I need to investigate further, to be completely 100 with you. So yeah, that's Almost Dawn. An impeccable, impeccable scent from Bottega. Let's see what people are saying on, let's see what people are saying. Oh no. Okay, let me see something. Interesting. So, guys, hold on really quickly. I have a quick, perfect. Okay. There we are. Had to knock out something real quick, guys. Okay, sorry about that. Anyway, so if we were to go to if we were to go to Fragrantica and check out Almost Dawn, it is described as a vanilla, earthy, animalic, powdery, balsamic scent. I do not get the animalic touch, but it definitely comes across earthy due to the truffle, and the nuttiness of the chestnut works well. This is not going to be, there's some people who are going to swear that this is by the fireplace because people are just weird. No, it's not. Just letting you know right now, this is not a by the fireplace dupe. It's so much better. So much better. So anyway, guys, this is what Fragrantica folks are seeing or thinking so far. 4.43 out of 5 with the only 7 votes. And real quick, no one is talking about it yet because, as I said, it's absolutely brand new. So there are no reviews on Fragrantica, thankfully, because sometimes the reviews are crazy. So anyway, let's go to the next fragrance, guys. The next scent that I'd like to talk to you all about is called Hinoki by Bottega. Hinoki is a much darker scent than Almost Dawn. Hinoki comes across very green. If you love the scent of Hinoki, if you love that calm green experience of Hinoki, you will find this to be gorgeous. I actually love Hinoki fragrances. My favorite Hinoki scent of all time is from the House of Comme des Garçons, and it's called Hinoki. It's from the Monocle collection. And I also enjoy a Hinoki fragrance from Aesop, which is pretty much a dupe of Hinoki from Comme des Garçons, and it's called Huile. And both of those fragrances are absolutely gorgeous fragrances, especially if you're a guy and you like those clean, green, fresh experiences. Although Huile is a little bit more dark, a little bit earthier. This is the earthiest Hinoki fragrance that I will own, because I'm definitely getting this in at some point. It is so beautiful, so well crafted, very, very dark and unexpected. I was shocked by this scent. And honestly, this might be the most niche of the three. This fragrance in the top note, bergamot essence, olibanum or frankincense. It also features black pepper. It also features in the heart, hinoki, fir balsam, eucalyptus, and clary sage. Base notes, agarwood, not oud, agarwood. Okay, patchouli, cistus, labdanum, and oak moss. Most of these are absolutes, by the way. Very, very beautiful. So you're gonna notice the hinoki note immediately. But what I love about this fragrance is how earthy it feels. Both of these fragrances have an earthiness to them. Actually, all of them have an earthiness to them. They all feel grounded. They all feel thicker than what you would expect if you smelled the first 5 fragrances from Bottega. I wouldn't call these two loud. They stay close to the skin, but they have good performance and longevity. Anyone who comes next to you will appreciate them. But I would expect that from Bottega Veneta. Bottega Veneta is a quiet luxury brand, although they are absolutely flexing lately. Matthew Blasi, who was their creative director, who is now the creative director of Chanel's, I guess you could say Chanel apparel, Chanel clothing, and Chanel is going to be led by Matthew Blasi. Matthew Blasi used to be the gentleman who was the creative director of Bottega and is someone who is credited for single-handedly making this brand one of the it brands in the world right now. He was very, very influential in all of the fragrances that they created. He left before these perfumes were released, but he left. He started his Chanel tenure in January. So I'm fascinated because these fragrances launched this year, but I'm confident that they were scents that he smelled or probably had something to do with before he absolutely left. The first 5 fragrances from Bottega, Mr. Blasi absolutely knocked out, and they definitely have an aesthetic that I think he wanted them to have. These as well. But I do not know who the perfumer is of these perfumes. I am curious to know who did them. But Hinoki I found to be gorgeously beautiful, probably the most masculine fragrance of the 3. But I think a lot of women would find it absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so Hinoki, and also the thing about Hinoki is it's so green, guys. It's not like a neon, a bright green. It's like a dark green, and it feels like there's a vanillic thing in this fragrance. It feels vanillic, but there isn't any. I really, really like the way this fragrance smells. I'm wondering if the patchouli is what's giving it a little sweetness. Because there's almost something in this fragrance that comes across a little bit vanillic. And I also definitely noticed the frankincense. The frankincense in Hinoki, absolutely beautiful, gorgeous scent. Somebody's going in with their bike down there. Yeah, guys, absolutely beautiful. Let me show you what Fragrantica and Parfumo is sharing about Hinoki. So there you have it. Longevity, according to people, it's very good, but CI just kind of not. It's okay. So, above average, of course, but, not going to push out, but definitely will stick to your skin for a nice amount of time. A nice amount of time. Most people consider this more of a night out fragrance, and I could see it. It's definitely an evening scent. I think all 3 of these fragrances fit the night very well. But during colder months, the winter, these become day forward and evening forward. In my opinion, you can wear your night forward scents in cold days. They work beautifully during those times. But yeah, a lot of people consider this more of a night out evening fragrance, and I could definitely see that. Very well built for the fall and winter, leaning more masculine. I didn't even see this. But a lot of people consider it slightly smoky, very resinous, very woody, spicy, and green rounds out the majority of what people think about it. And showing you Fragrantica briefly. So Fragrantica sees this as a 4 out of 5 with only 3 votes, but again, just new, just launched, and they only feature 3 notes. Again, you see the reason why I don't like to depend on Fragrantica, because Fragrantica does this weird thing where they don't really like to give you all the notes, so they're very, very misleading with their note breakdown. So if you're ever using Fragrantica as like your source or resource for fragrant breakdowns in terms of the notes, go to the website of the brand you're considering and read the notes there. Fragrantica's note breakdown is absolutely unreliable. So anyway, so yeah, that was Hinoki. And last but not least, guys, I am uber excited to talk to you about this. This is absolutely my most appealing, my most impressive. This is my favorite fragrance from this collection. It's called Good Morning Midnight from the house of Bottega. And this scent is insane. As you can see, it has kind of like a dark red cap. This is more of a green cap, and this is more of an orange. This dark red cap absolutely does tell the story of one of the notes in this scent. This fragrance, what makes this fragrance my favorite, it is a juicy, fruity oud. There is Thai oud in this fragrance, and yes, it is authentic. You do get a small little furry one, a small dirty animal in this fragrance for sure, but it is absolutely held down by that strawberry note, which makes it very, very easy to like and wear, very easy to love. It's fruity. It has this, it's a fruity rose. It's a oud rose experience with fruit as your main draw. The wild strawberry is impeccably done. Wild strawberry, impeccably done. Very, very juicy. When you spray this fragrance, it is sweet, but it's not a toothache. It's getting to the edge of overly sweet, but not going too far. And I really, really like this fragrance. It is the strongest of the 3, the most noticeable of the 3 when you walk into a room. If you walk into a room wearing Good Morning Midnight, I'm gonna know you're there. If my eyes were closed, I will smell you and likely be able to find you if my eyes were closed and I was smelling this scent. I could literally follow the trail. It is insanely rich. All 3 of these have like a high quality style to them. None of them come across what I would describe as designer. They absolutely have a more upscale, more rich vibe to them. They're not all about the presentation. I will say I will say that the first 5 were not, in my opinion, representative of the brand as well as these are. And I cannot wait to see what they come out next in this Black Marble collection. So yeah, there is Thai oud, rose, strawberry in Good Morning Midnight. This fragrance is beastly. It will stay on you for a very, very long time. And the notes of this insanely, seriously gorgeous perfume are, in the top you get strawberry, bergamot, frankincense, myrrh, and lychee. Very pretty fragrance. The lychee, thankfully, is not over the top, because sometimes when I smell lychee, very concentrated, like in Hermes Twilly Tutti or Tutti Twilly, I found like that fragrance to smell like body odor. It smelled like an armpit, pretty much. So sometimes lychee or lychee, when it is uber concentrated or with a heavy hand put in a scent, it can literally come across like a clean but tart armpit, you know? Not in a good way. So yeah, this is the opening of that, the heart notes of this fragrance. And first of all, secondly, it's interesting that this fragrance has frankincense and myrrh in the opening. That's pretty interesting. And it's not uber noticeable. they act almost like a background noise because your nose is greeted to this really juicy strawberry. Absolutely insane. Heart notes: rose, jasmine, saffron. Base notes: oud, patchouli, sandalwood, styrax, labdanum, vanilla. Here we go. I know the haters are going to be hating. Akigala wood, which is a broken down, I guess you could say a stripped down patchouli that doesn't give it too much of an earthy quality. It's more of a spicier experience of patchouli. It also has Georgie wood. So two ingredients that are Dawn proprietary ingredients that will lead a lot of people to think Coton Biche made this fragrance. I don't know. Maybe he did. Maybe he didn't. Other people in Dawn are using Akigala wood, by the way, guys. Even though everyone thinks if it says Akigala, it must be Mr. Biche. But that's not the case. So anyway, Good Night, Good Morning is insanely gorgeous, guys. Probably one of the juiciest, probably one of the most beautiful strawberry scents you can smell. Strawberry is a fantasy ingredient. You really can't create strawberry using the fruit. So there is no such thing as a natural strawberry note. You can't really derive the scent of strawberry from the skin of the strawberry. And if you were to cut it and try to derive it from the interior, the fruit of the strawberry, it wouldn't work. So you have to create a strawberry note to use strawberry in a fragrance. And you definitely get it in this. This fragrance has like a green, not sweet, but not uber sweet. It almost smells kind of like a sour strawberry. I don't almost feel like the sweetness is coming from the fruit in this fragrance. Well, excuse me, from the strawberry in the scent. It could be coming from the lychee and the vanilla. Yes. And even the rose. The rose in this fragrance is very, very prominent. Very prominent. I would probably say this is people will see this as a fruity oud, but I feel like this is a rose oud. And a rose oud has been done hundreds and hundreds of times, probably thousands of times by now. This does not come across like a common experience of rose and oud, honestly, guys. This doesn't feel like some basic, easy, man, it's so thick, it's so damn good. Yeah, here we go. Right there. Oh man, I love this fragrance. It's just insane, guys. There is very, very little to hate about this perfume. And yes, Jason, a strawberry accord. I was blown away also. I'm like, huh? Hey, Cheryl, how are you? Good to see you. Thank you so much, Cheryl. I really appreciate it. Yeah. Oh my God. Guys, if you've ever smelled this one, first of all three are insane. I can't wait to start layering and seeing where they go with that, right? But if you love an oud fragrance and you don't want to smell like cow behind, but you want a little bit of that dirty, if you want a little bit of dirty without going uber funk-y, go here, go there, and you will be very, very happy. It is insanely sexy. A fragrance that will really, 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 really compliment anyone who wears it. Although if you do wear this, look insanely good, because this fragrance can't be worn casually. I would say dress well when you put this on, because it demands that level of focus. It is that insane, guys. This fragrance should not be ignored and should not be forgotten. Get your nose on it. If you have a hard time, you can always let me know. I will absolutely, here, I'm gonna put my number in the chat. This way, if you ever need to reach out to me, You absolutely can. I want you to be able to let me know what you think. I thought so too, CS. Good morning, midnight. Insane. Insane. Good morning, midnight? Fits it. It really fits. The name fits the fragrance because I could tell, I could tell that if you wore this at nighttime, you'll be saying good morning to the person who wakes up next to you when you're wearing this. And you'll say good night. Good morning and good night. This is just a sexy fragrance. It's just, I just can't speak enoughly. I can't speak enough about it in a positive way. I'm just losing it right now. Absolutely jibber jabbering. But anyway, get your nose on all three. They are expensive. They are not inexpensive. It doesn't matter how expensive or inexpensive they are. If you love a fragrance, you don't have to own it to enjoy it. Go out into the stores that have this scent. Come to Bergdorf, wear it. Get a couple of samples. If you do want samples, let me know and I will send you some with no problem. And please bear with me when you request samples because I am extremely busy and constructing packages to share, to construct sample packs for my clients is a little tedious, but I will absolutely knock it out for you guys. So if you would like a sample or all three, just text that number that I put in the chat right now. This is my work number and I am honored to serve you. You again don't have to buy anything. Of course, I would be honored to serve if you did, but I don't do this to profit off of you. I want to assist you all. I want to facilitate your fragrance journey. I want to be that. I want to be a resource for you. I want to help, you know. It's not about me. I don't take free bottles. I don't take free fragrances to talk about any brand you see on my channel. It's truly my passion and my joy to discuss these fragrances and scents that I stand behind. So please let me know if you'd like any fragrance samples. And if you don't pay for samples, Toby. Never. I'm not gonna sell samples to you, bro. That doesn't make sense. First of all, I would lose my job. I can't be selling samples. They're free. There's no price to them. There's no SKU number. So for me to work in a store like this and sell fragrances to my guests, that's grounds for dismissal, my dude. And I ain't trying to lose my career for samples, you know? It's not worth it. I do well without selling samples. So if you are interested in samples, you text that number, leave your address and your name, and I will make sure I get those samples to you ASAP because I think all three of these must be smelled. And because they are $490, again, you are paying for the presentation as well as the fragrance. But because they are expensive, I don't want you to just blind buy. I want you to consider them, wear them. And if they're interesting to you, I would love to help. But again, don't buy things. If you can't afford these, who cares? Get your sample anyway. Also, who cares? Go to the stores where they're sold. Go to a Bottega Veneta boutique and spray them and leave. Wear it for the day. You know, you don't have to own fragrances to enjoy wearing them. Just go to the stores and wear them. If they're expensive and you don't want to spend the amount of money they cost, there are other ways to enjoy them without owning them and wasting money that you might need for other things. So just want to let you all know. So let me know if you have any requests. My number is in the chat. Thank you all so much for joining this video and for checking out these amazing fragrances from Bottega Veneta, an amazing brand that I think definitely deserves attention, especially these three. They're not going to get the attention they deserve because I do not see them being everywhere. I don't think these fragrances are going to be in every store. So they're going to be a little bit more exclusive and focused and considerate in terms of where they are found. So I love that because you're not going to find your fragrance everywhere just yet. So let me know if you're into them. I can't wait to show them to you. If you have time to come to Bergdorf's, let me know, book me. I would love to give you an experience. And when you use my number and book my services at Bergdorf's, that's completely complimentary at all. Also, I should say, it's also complimentary. My mind, being that this is my first live stream in a month, I feel absolutely out of water right now. I've been going through a lot and a lot's on my mind, so please forgive me for my for not being as on point as I typically can be. But anyway, thank you so much, guys. Again and again, I'm grateful for you all, and I look forward to your feedback and to your comments and to sending some samples to you. Ooh, gotta let y'all know, next video, I am going to be talking about an insane new fragrance from Initio. Initio is blowing my mind. They have a new scent called Can't Get Enough. I'm stuck. I'm stuck. Is it the most complex, amazing niche perfume? It's nowhere near the most complex fragrance. But is it uber attractive? And what I say, like, I'm not a person that cares about compliments. I don't give a crap if you like my scent or not, because if I like it, I'm going to wear it confidently. However, if you are someone who enjoys to have your taste validated, you need to know about Can't Get Enough by Initio, and I'll be discussing that on my next live. All right, guys, so it's a pleasure. Hope you all have a blessed one. I'll be speaking to you all soon. Enjoy the rest of your day. Hug the loved ones in your life. Tell them you love them. Time is short, and this is a crazy world we're living in. So take a moment and get off that hamster wheel of life. Take a moment to hug your loved ones, to give them kisses, to tell them you love them. And yeah, I'm doing that a lot more often. All right, guys, be well.